I will praise the name of my God and strong. I will magnify him with thanksgiving. For the Lord has heard the poor and has not despised his prisoners. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Wisdom, stand aright. Let us listen to the Holy Gospel. Peace be with all. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to the Evangelist Matthew.
Glory be to you, O Lord. Glory be to you.
Let us be attentive. At that time, Jesus toured all of Galilee. He taught in their synagogues, proclaimed the good news of the kingdom, and cured the people of every disease and illness. As a consequence of this, his reputation traveled the length of Syria. They carried there all those afflicted with various diseases and racked with pain, the possessed, the lunatics, the paralyzed. He cured them all. The great crowds that followed him came from Galilee, the 10 cities, Jerusalem, Judea, and from across the Jordan. When he saw the crowds, he went up on the mountainside. After he had sat down, his disciples gathered around him, and he began to teach them. How blessed are the poor in spirit, the reign of God is theirs. Blessed too are the sorrowing, they shall be consoled. Blessed are the lowly, they shall inherit the land. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for holiness, they shall have their fill. Blessed are they who show mercy, mercy shall be theirs. Blessed are the single-hearted, for they shall see God. Blessed too the peacemakers, they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those persecuted for the sake of holiness, the reign of God is theirs. Blessed are you when they insult you, and persecute you, and utter every kind of slander against you because of me. Be glad and rejoice, for your reward is great in heaven. They persecuted the prophets before you the very same way. You are the salt of the earth, but what if salt goes flat? How can you restore its flavor? Then it is good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot.
Glory be to you, O Lord. Glory be to you.
In the name of the Father, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Slava Jesus Christus. Glory be to Jesus Christ. So, these Beatitudes that we talk about today in the Gospel, and the first reading that we heard about, doing good for each other. A lot of times, we only think that we sin against God by doing something bad. But we forget that we also sin against God if we don't do something good. So there's a difference there. There's called the sins of commission and sins of omission. The sins of commission are the ones we all know about, the commandments. When we do something to hurt someone, when we do something against God, and we know that we have to confess those sins in confession, and to make sure that we don't do them again and get penance and stuff. But we often forget about the sins of omission. When someone is very needy and we don't help them, when someone needs someone to talk to and we ignore them, if someone, whatever it may be, physical needs, emotional needs, and Jesus is telling us, it's not just the sins that you commit, that the bad things you do, it's the good things you don't do. And we have to be very careful about that. Every single day in our life, we're going to have opportunities where we can encounter people who need our help. It's not just, the beggars on the street. Europe doesn't have many. We go to different countries in the world. I don't know how many we travel a lot. But even when I was in Italy, I've never seen such things. There's people begging all the time. And not just about money. They want someone to hear them. They want someone to listen to them. And if if we don't spend time with them, if we don't give our energy and effort to them, we are sinning as well. And that's what Jesus is saying. You know, it's hard because in our society today, it's hard to trust anyone. We don't want to trust them. There's so many scammers. We get these telephone calls. You know, we get these letters in the mail saying, I need your help, and blah, blah, blah. Yes, we've got to be careful and not give our money away freely and think, well, you know, there are going to be scams and stuff. But, you know, to take time to listen to these people, even if, you know, even if we are, if they are doing wrong to us, we are still doing right to them. That's the difference, you know. They have to be judged for their actions. If they're trying to scam us, if they're trying to do something bad to us, that's on their conscience. But we at least know that we've done the best we can to listen to them, to help them as best we can. And then we can have that conscience say, okay, we know we did what is right. So always do what is right. That's the main thing here. Do what is right all the time. Because if we don't do what is right, then that's when trouble happens. That's when our soul gets all, you know, full of these things that are unholy. Because we think we're better than everyone else. Well, they don't deserve my help. They should be working for a living, blah, blah, blah. We hear this all the time in society. We grew up with that, right? But we don't know their needs. We don't know what their situation is. Sometimes the most desperate people come into our path because God is saying, this is your opportunity to do something. It might be something very small. It might be, you know, we can't save the world at once. We can't, you know, pay off all their bills. But something very small to show the mercy of God to them, to show our love to them. This is what Jesus is talking about, okay? So remember, there's two types of sins. The sins against the commandments, the sins of commission, but there's also the sins of omission. When we don't do something that we should do, that is good. So let us always pray for one another, pray for the whole world, that we may learn to be compassionate, like Jesus is compassionate, and show the world God.